Hey everybody, it's Dawn from Glory Grace Farm here on this Good Friday afternoon. It's rainy here, so we've not got to work on the chicken tractor yet again. But I wanted to show y'all, look what's happening. Got my first tomato seed sprouting. Got little baby tomato plants, which thrills my heart because they're working. I was worried. I am not let's see, I don't think any of these have sprouted yet. No. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprouts. But it's working. Today I brought some pomegranate seeds. We're gonna try planting those and see if we can get those going. You can hear the babies over there in the background. Here comes Miss Photo Bomber. Miss Evie. Show y'all my sprouts of my sweet potatoes. Looky there. Getting some growth action on it. Some of these other ones they're not really putting out, so that one's finally getting some root growth. Some vine. This one's getting some. So we've got a few. This is something I'm just kind of touching into, trying. These are getting some roots, but not any vine growth. It doesn't have anything. That's really sad. But the one I have in the house, man, it is doing amazing. I haven't brought it out here yet. I've got to get my tomato plants put in the ground if it'll quit raining. These are the ones I got on clearance that day at the Walmart. They're doing really well. I pruned off all the little bottoms the other day to get them ready to plant. And so we're excited about that. This is another little sweet potato. You can see the little start there. I thought, well, I'm going to put this one in the ground, in dirt, and see if it does any differently or any better than the ones just sitting in water. These, I don't know if that's going to work, but I just took some of the little prunings and I put them in dirt to see if maybe they'll grow some roots. I also have, they're really gross looking, they're huge mango seeds. Blake and Mom both like mangoes, so we're going to try, see if we can root some. Better than just letting them waste. These I got planted the other day. It's some 8-ball zucchini, some straight neck squash, some Rosa Blanca eggplant. Tried eggplant for the first time day before yesterday. I liked it better raw than I did cooked. So I think that's something I'm going to be happy that I decided to grow. This is a different variation than what I just got, the regular typical eggplant that you find at the grocery store. These look like really pretty little, like personal size eggplants. I'm not sure. Some scallop yellow bush squash. Some of the pimento sweet peppers, and some YOLO sweet peppers. Got those all seeded the other day. So waiting on those. I'll get a little bit of water here in a bit. The greenhouse kind of a disheveled mess, but it's also the baby chicken cake nursery. Hi babies. Yeah, everybody's doing good. There you are. I just love her colors. Yeah. And the leghorn up on, no, that's not the leghorn, that's the golden comet up on the box. The leghorns are right there together. ISA brown. The Asian is going to be beautiful. I wish I could have got some more. I may have to if I go back over that way. They're just so cute. You can never have too many chickens. You just can't. Yeah. time to turn on the lamp. Getting a little chilly. I'm trying to go ahead and, since they've got so much of their feathering already in, get them a little bit more used to the temperatures without having assistance, so they can go into the tractor fairly soon. They're hiding under the bar. Hi, babies. But I just wanted to check in with everybody so we can see how things are going. I still don't have these. I'm a bag gardener. Been so busy, I haven't got these set yet. I've got to finish pruning my pine tree back to make room for those to go under it. This is a project of the boys. They are trying to see if they can put the big beetles that we're finding in the wood chips in here and breed them to have the big awful grub worms that you don't want to find in your garden, but are good protein for the chickens. So they're trying to start a grub worm farm in their little extra aquarium. It gives them something to do. They like bugs and things. They're boys. So anyway, there's another kitty cat. Hi, Mr. Smokey. Yeah, you better go back outside. Go on. Go on. Go under. There you go. So far, the greenhouse, to give an update on it, it's working really well. I'm really pleased. If we didn't have, you can see it on the outside, these ropes across it, I think I would have lost it the second or third day it was here. Those have made all the difference, being tied out with the T-posts. You can see it through the plastic there. This side, it's weird. They made the little pegs for the bottom, if you can see that. This. They made it with a little plastic like tooth. There you can sort of see it. And I don't know if this is what they wanted to do with it. I thought for sure the plastic would have some kind of loop or something, and you know, put it in place. But it didn't, so I thought, well, the little plastic cap seemed to be staying in the ground. I used some landscape fabric staples to put that one in. And so the leg kept popping out of the plastic that was stapled down. So I just took this twine came with my other greenhouse frame that I'm using for the chicken tractor. So I just pulled it really tight on the bar up here, and then I've got it looped down to the little plastic clip and back up to that bar. And so far it's held it in place. So I'll probably do that on the other legs going around, just to, I've not noticed any of the other legs popping out of the feet. It was just this one corner for some reason. But I mean, you can see the roof, everything's holding up, nothing's bending. So far so good. All of the joints and things seem to be holding up. The only thing I wish, I guess that was really different, is you can see where I tried to cat proof it last night. I wish the skirt around the bottom was a little bit longer, because it's hard to get enough weight on that skirt to hold it down, especially on the ends, because this just constantly billows back and forth like this. And so getting it to hold down is kind of annoying. So we're actually talking about putting grommets along it, like what you would replace a grommet on a tarp, putting grommets on it, and then staking the grommets down on each side of the door to where we can at least tack the skirt of the greenhouse down better to help with the billowing and to help keep the cats and any other small critter that might try to come in here out of it. I'm sure it would help if my spot had been a little bit more level. That's something, you know, when we move it down the road and put it somewhere else, it, you know, that will have a more level foundation to set it up on, and try to secure it a little differently at the feet. But that's just, see how it goes down the road. My dream is to build a stick-built greenhouse. I see you, Evie, trying to come back in. But for whatever reason, they didn't make the the skirt at the bottom of the door the same length as the sides. So if I wanted to weigh down the door on one end, it's impossible because it doesn't stretch out far enough on the ground. Like you can see, that one comes out longer, so from the outside you can weigh it down a little better. But it has to be really something significantly heavy. I've tried to use some 4x4s that I've had for a while, and it just rolls right off of it. On both sides, they just don't hold. I've got some landscaping stones that I've got on the other end, and so far they're holding. The zippers are holding up. All the straps seem to be holding up. So I'm pleased with it for $200 from Amazon. Quick Tent brand greenhouse. So far, so good. It's warm in here when I come in the mornings. It's a little cooler right now because the sun's not out. We've had some more rain come through. But this morning, you start sweating as soon as I came out this morning. So, with the sun shining. So, I think it's going to work well. The plants seem to be happy in here. They're sprouting. I was concerned because for some reason had some mildew or mold development on the top of my dirt, and so I'm worried about my plants. With that, I may try to take some of that off. So far my other tray's not doing it, so I don't know if it's something about the dirt selection or moisture level. I was afraid it maybe was too wet, but they were staying crumbly filling on top, so I was trying to keep them wet. Like I said, I am not but a newbie at this gardening thing, so when anything sprouts, I'm just thankful. And so far we've got some sprouts, not as many as I would like. Hopefully by tomorrow there'll be more. Put some water on them tonight. You can see I switched them out of this tray. I need to poke some holes. I didn't give it enough drainage maybe. So, like I said, it just looked like they were staying dry on top. So, I was concerned about them not getting enough moisture to sprout. But now they've got the fuzzy issue going on. I don't know if I can go in. See? You can see that. This mold issue going on that I can kind of roll up with my finger. So, if you know anything about that, let me know. Is it safe to use these? Is there a problem with them? Do I just kind of pull that off the top and it'll be okay? Just let me know in the comments down below. I've never said that before in a video. That's cool. Okay. And I've also never said this. If you like my videos, like them. Let me know you like them. And make sure and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I greatly appreciate that. I am just kind of doing this as a hobby. It's fun when you see you've got a new subscriber. It's cool and everything. But, I'm just learning as I go. Showing people the way that you can do things when you don't have a lot of money, but you want to do some chickens or a garden or whatever. You don't have to be rich. We're on a fixed income in our home with disability issues and things like that. So we totally understand where you're coming from, when you're worried that you don't have enough money to do something. Like this little brooder that I've got my chicks in right now. This was an old wooden playpen that was given to me. And I built a frame that fit the top. And I covered the whole thing in chicken wire. And now it's, it's lasted me. It's probably on its last year. But it has lasted me 6 years of raising chickens. And even the 2 ducks in it last year. Out in the weather. Not really great wood. It's just wood that I had laying around. I stapled it on with my stapler. And it's great. And they're safe. And so, you know, one more year out of it sounds like a good thing to me. And everything. They're happy. They have space to jump and run. And all is well. Here, I'm going to go ahead and take y'all out. Come on, Evie. We've been working so hard. I've got a mess because of cardboard boxes that I'm saving from the greenhouse frames and everything. I gotta wash my car now that I finally have water on the outside. Oh, I'll show you the water. That's what I'll do. Okay, so my outside spigot on my house just rusted out, and then it just, the valve busted, so it no longer would shut off. No matter how tight I tightened it, it would not shut off. So when the plumber came last year to do some other fixes, he just capped it off. He just took the spigot off, capped it off, and so I had no water for a year that I had access to from the outside for my chickens or anything else. So everything was toting water, you know, saving water in a barrel, whatever, to have water to take to the animals and everything. And that's my broken lawnmower. It's pitiful looking. It's been sitting here forever. Hopefully going to be fixed within the next week or so. But anyway, back to the water. Water hoses are expensive, y'all. And I was debating, do I get a water hose? It's a mess, we're cleaning. Do I get a water hose? Because we're going to have a lot of hose to reach to the garden areas, because my spigot is on the other end of my house, which is like 75 feet away from where I am right now. And then if you look down here, this is where the chicken coop was. That's where the garden's going to be this year. So I've got to get all the way to there. And then if you go all the way around the building, and then here's the chicken coop. On the other side of this building is a really healthy looking patch of grass that it just, every year it's just like super healthy and lush. So we're going to put our watermelon and corn and cantaloupes, things like that, back behind the building in a separate area. It's all overgrown. This is sassafras, and I don't know what all growing up over here by my chicken coop. I do know sassafras because my aunt told me that a couple of years ago. And then we had a volunteer redbud come up, and I think I'm going to leave it because it's pretty. But we're just slowly getting, this is all of our prunings. We have been working so hard pruning trees. We've got all this mess to finish pruning and cleaning up wood pile. I mean, I'm halfway embarrassed to show you, but I'm like, this is life. We are working hard to get things cleaned up and sorted through to see, okay, this is worth keeping, this is not worth keeping, you know. Back to the water hose. So water hoses are expensive, and I decided to go with, since my whole house is plumbed with it, and I was told, you know, it can expand and it won't, you know, it won't bust like a water hose and everything. If it freezes, it's you know, it should last and not rupture. So on Amazon, I was able to get 300 feet of PEX tubing for, I believe it was $65 or $70. And I was like, 300 feet, I can't buy 300 feet of water hose for that amount of money. I was concerned that it wouldn't have water pressure because it was only ½ an inch, but it's got fantastic water pressure whenever we put the nozzle on it. But what I did is I have discovered Shark Bite and similar products. This one's a Shark Bite. You can see the brand there, the logo. But what they are a push to connect. You do not have to have special tools. You do not have to have plumbing experience. You cut a straight cut with the tool that you buy to cut PEX tubing. It's a special little blade plier thing. Cuts a straight cut. And all you do is shove the tube into the fitting. All you do. Push it. You'll feel it go into place and you're done. And so far it has not leaked. There have not been any problems. I have an elbow because the tubing, the PEX tubing coming out of the house was a ½ inch as well. So I got a ½ inch to ½ inch elbow. Put that on. Then we got the ½ inch shut off to put here close to the garage, because I figured, you know, put the main shut off for it here. That way I'm not having to go all the way on the other side of the house every time I want to turn the water on, because that's annoying. And I have annoying weeds everywhere as well. I don't want to use Roundup, y'all. So I'm going to mix up my homemade weed killer again and pray that it'll kill all this stuff off. But I'll show that whenever I get that done. I've got to look the recipe back up. It's vinegar and salt and water, I believe, and Dawn dishwashing liquid. But yeah, I've got 300 feet of hose. It's fantastic. You know, it's not as flexible as a water hose, but it's been great. There's my water pressure coming out. I've got a shut off like a regular one you would mount on your house. I just bought that so that if I did need to add a water hose to it, I could. But the one water hose I had ended up having a hole in it. The whole reason why I hate water hoses. Every time I buy one, they get a hole in them. The one I had was only used last summer, and now it's already got a hole, so it's useless. Unrepairable because it's one of those special stretchy shrink back hoses. There's like a bicycle tube inside, so you can't fix it. But this is another Shark Bite brand. You can see the little shark on it right there. Push to connect, 1/2 inch. It's fantastic stuff, y'all. If you want a lot of water line at your house, you can get connectors that will connect to like your outside spigot and then go to the PEX connection, you know, to have PEX tubing. There's my beautiful little grapevine. Look, it's coming out so well. This is a peach tree. It's coming out so well. These are the two things that I thought were dead, and they are alive again. And this little guy, see, he's hiding. He was going across the street the other day, and this sweet girl stopped to get him, and Tyler was like, "What is that? What is that?" And I said, "I think it's a turtle." She's helping him out. And so, ooh, that was his foot. Ooh, that was his foot. Come here, buddy. And he is beautiful. And so they want to build him a habitat. So for now, we've got him in this old pond. We've got it tilted so that he can have a little pond to swim in on one end, and then a dry area up here on the other end. And he gets up and down by himself. He does really well. Hi, buddy. You gonna show everybody your head? He's getting more friendly. He was real scared the first day, but he's been really nice. I'm wondering if somebody else had him as a pet and then released him. He's beautiful though. And then we just keep him covered up with this hardware cloth that came off of the chicken run to keep the cats from picking on him, bothering him. So, and yes, I know to clean my hands really well after handling a turtle. It's not our first turtle rodeo. That's what I was trying to shut off the end of the thing with. See how it's like shorter and there's just no way to stop it from billowing. So I'm going to have to put some grommets on the bottom. Okay, anyway, here's the chicken tractor. I'm about out of time and space on my phone, but it's going well. I've only got a little bit to finish. The fronts around the bottom, and then the very back side up there at the top, I got to finish that. Make sure I've got everything strapped down all the way around, and then we'll have chickens in it tomorrow if it doesn't rain anymore. So it's, like I said, about out of time on my phone camera. So I want to tell y'all, have a blessed Easter weekend. Remember what it's all about, not bunny rabbits and candy. It's about Jesus. He died today. You know, it represents today as the day that he gave his life for you on Calvary. And if it was only you, he would have done it. And so just remember that this weekend is about his love for you, his sacrifice for you. Hold on to him. Keep your faith strong. God bless, and have a great weekend.